Okay, so hey guys, so welcome to part 2 of my Best in Beauty for 2015. So tonight I wanted to talk about face products mostly. I'm trying to divide this in to 3 separate videos because I realized how long my first part was yesterday. So, because I can talk about makeup for a long time. So I was going to do foundation. Well, this is what's going to be consisting in this video. It's going to be primers, foundations, concealers, contours, eyeshadow primers, and brushes. And powders actually. I was going to include lip products in this video as well, and eyeliners and mascaras, but I decided to break up that video into a separate video as well, and I'm going to do eyeliners, mascaras, lip liners, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, and probably skincare in my last part of the video. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. Let me know if you don't like it. I'm pretty sure nobody will really care. I just do this for me, and I've been noticing I've been getting a lot more views lately, so I've felt like, it might be a little bit worth it to actually do this for some people. And actually somebody did listen to a couple of my recommendations lately, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So I think we're going to start off with primers. I really do rave about these certain primers pretty often, and I use primers every single day. So these are really going to be no surprise, and at the same time I have 5 primers to share with you because I use primers all the time. So the first one I'm going to mention is going to be sorry, my best friend is texting me. The first one I'm going to mention is the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. This is absolutely amazing for dry skin. It is a super moisturizing primer. I got this around probably April or May of this year, and before I got this, I got the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Primer, and I used that primer up. I made it my goal to use up at least 1 primer this year. I actually used up 2. But this one is definitely one of my favorites this year. It just has a great moisturizing feeling to it, and yeah, it's a pretty amazing primer. Too Faced primers are awesome. You saw this everywhere when it first came out because a lot of people love Too Faced. This was a new product this year, so but yeah, it's a great primer. It smells like coconut. I actually really like the scent of this, but yeah. I can't really go through a video without mentioning at least one Too Faced product. So yeah, this is a great primer. And the second one I want to mention is probably my holy grail. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I use this every single day before I go in with any other products on my face, just to give my face a boost of hydration. Again, if you have dry skin, you will absolutely love this. I always try and go for, obviously, primers that are good for dry skin. This will be somebody's holy grail if they use this for dry skin. I did usually just go in with this alone when I first got it, but I think what I was going to say before is that I love the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Primer as well. That would be one of my favorites in this as well, but I just used it up, but I didn't repurchase it yet because I like trying out new primers after I use one up. And I'm going to mention the 2 I've recently tried out that I really, really love already. I'm kind of cheating, but whatever. But yeah, this is definitely a product I have used consistently throughout the entire year, and I absolutely love it. I was going to mention the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray in this video too, but I can just shout it out because you guys know how much I love that product, but I'll talk about it at the end. But yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty much almost a little bit more than halfway through this already. This is my second bottle. I have used up a full bottle of this before. Like I said, I absolutely love it. So that is a sign that I repurchased it, that I absolutely love it. Then the next Smashbox primer I'm going to talk about is the original Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This is amazing. I don't think it's really specified for any skin type. I think anybody can use this. This is awesome. If you don't want to go in with the work of putting on 2 primers, the only reason why I go in with the Smashbox Primer Water first and then I go in with a moisturizing primer or something is just because I want the Smashbox Primer Water to dry faster. And I've also noticed the only thing about the Smashbox Primer Water that I've noticed is that if you don't really use a second primer to kind of set it, it will make your foundation look a little bit oily. So that's why I usually go in with a second primer, like especially if I want a really luminous finish like I did today, because I used a very illuminating foundation, and then I also mix in a liquid illuminator as well, and I also wear a highlight because, hello, I have dry skin, I need that glowy skin. But if you just go in with this, like if you're in a hurry or something, you can't go wrong with this. So this is amazing as well. And then the other 2 are both from the same brand. These are the Makeup Forever Step 1 Equalizers in the Smoothing Primer and the Nourishing Primer. As you can see, I've used a lot of the Smoothing Primer. I'm probably going to use, this is probably the one I'm going to use up this year, besides the Smashbox Primer Water. But this is amazing. It's really good for just smoothing your application of your foundation and having a really smooth application. And it's really great for all over the face. But my favorite way to wear this is that I put the Nourishing Primer on my nose. I know I have only gotten this 2 months ago, but I absolutely love this already. I just had to give it a mention. I am actually wearing this one all over my face today with the Smashbox Primer Water. And I've just found that when I wear this all over my face, it will just make my foundation go on so smoothly, make my nose, the foundation on my nose go on perfectly. Like, I noticed using this today as opposed to the Laura Mercier, which I've been trying out recently, that this didn't dry out my nose half as much as like any other primer. I really do love this. This is like holy grail status for me because it really does an amazing job at like clearing out my dry, not having my foundation cling to my dry patches on my nose. So my nose is my biggest problem area. I don't know what it is, but this is definitely holy grail for me. It's amazing. So those are the primers that I love this year. Now let's just talk about 2 eyeshadow primers really quickly. I think you guys already know what I'm going to mention. I did use the Urban Decay Primer Potion for the first half of the year, and then I got these 2 after that one expired. But I've been using these for months now, and I'd have to say that I absolutely love both of these. You can't go wrong with either of them. The first one I'm going to mention is the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base, and the other one is the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. These are both amazing. You cannot go wrong with either of these. The only reason why I gravitate to use the Smashbox a little bit more is because it's a little bit more convenient when I'm in a hurry. It just blends out super easily. This one is just a lot more liquidy, so it just takes a little bit longer to blend in, but honestly, you can't go wrong with either of these. But as you can see, my eyeshadow doesn't really go anywhere by using either of these. So yeah, these are both fantastic products. You will definitely get a high recommendation from every single other YouTuber, because I see these raved about from a lot of YouTubers, especially people with oily skin. They love this Smashbox primer, so I suggest Smashbox primers were definitely my top favorite primers this year. They just get it right when it comes to primers. They're amazing, so that's why I'm mentioning like 3 products from Smashbox. I don't really have any other products from Smashbox besides their primers because I heard so much about them. But I am going to try maybe like a couple of their products this year, maybe a contour, maybe a highlighter, because I heard, I actually was watching Jaclyn Hill's makeup collection last night. I've seen it before, but I wanted to watch it again, and she mentioned this Smashbox highlighter that she was in love with recently, so in that video, so I think I want to try it. But anyway, that's not the point, but yeah, these are amazing. Now let's get into the fun part. Let's get into foundations. So again, I sound very repetitive, but at the same time, you know, it's my Best of Beauty 2015, so I can't really not go without mentioning my Holy Grail foundation, and that is no surprise, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the color 5. This foundation is bae. I absolutely adore this foundation. I actually didn't have it for maybe like 2 days and I was kind of dying because I did go through a full tube of this before. I did just replace it maybe a month ago actually, and I've consistently been using this since I've gotten it, and I just absolutely love it. I didn't find it very hard for me to go through foundations this year. I did go through 2 this year. So, this is my holiest of holy grail foundations. I just can't go wrong with this. And then the other one I'm going to mention is already holy grail status for me, and I've only had it for like 2 months, but this is definitely the one foundation I used consistently throughout the entire year. I got it in April, and I finished up the previous tube last month, and then I'm already on my second one because I can't live without this. If I threw out everything else in my makeup collection tomorrow and just had this, I think I would be okay. And maybe my concealer, one of my 2 concealers that I'm going to mention. But yeah, this is absolutely amazeballs. I love it so much. It really does have a silk finish to it. It's just, you can't really describe it. It's natural, but it's just so beautiful and silky that and glowy that it just makes your skin look beautiful. So I love this. And then the second one, which I'm wearing on my face today. Well, before I want to mention this one, the other one I want to say before I mention this was the Dior Air Flash Spray Foundation, and I believe I was in the color Ivory. I used up that foundation this year, and I didn't repurchase it because I wanted to purchase this foundation I'm going to talk about, and I also did purchase like the Marc Jacobs Complete Cover Concentrate Foundation because I wanted to try like 2 other high-end ones. The Dior Air Flash is really expensive, but so is the Giorgio Armani. But my mom got me this with her discount, and I really needed this, so I decided to go with just getting the Giorgio Armani again. But that was definitely my other holy grail foundation. That foundation is amazing. It's like the lightest weight foundation you'll ever wear in your life. It literally feels like nothing, and it has such a gorgeous airbrushed effect to your makeup. It's amazing. So I definitely loved that foundation too. And then the third one, I have basically been talking about nonstop for the past 2 months, but I can't help but mention this. I know this is kind of cheating, but I really could not think of another foundation I loved more this year than these 2 foundations in the Dior. This is the Yves Saint Laurent Le Tint Touche Éclat Illuminating Foundation, Dimension Radiance Weightless Perfection Oxynoxate Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 19 in B10 Beige. I know that is a mouthful, but if you just say YSL Touche Éclat Foundation to the girls in Sephora, I'm sure they know what you're going to be talking about. I just absolutely love this. The packaging is beautiful on both of these foundations. They both have glass packaging, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, like, when you look at this, you know you're getting, like, a really amazing foundation. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's magical. It just feels so amazing on the skin. It leaves this beautiful illuminating effect, and I mix it with the CoverFX Custom Cover Drops and the Becca Shimming Skin Perfector today, which I'm going to mention in like 2 seconds, but I just absolutely love this. Again, I know it's cheating, but this was absolutely amazeballs, so I love that as well. And then the other foundation-y kind of product I'm going to mention is the CoverFX Custom Cover Drops in N10. These are probably my favorite product this year, hands down, besides my 2 foundations and then like 2 concealers. These are my top like 5 favorite products ever. So, sorry, my best friend, my best friend, I was like my best friend. My best friend is still texting me. But this is so amazing because, I noticed like a difference with wearing this YSL foundation on its own than wearing it with this, because I think I wore this once while I was sick and I didn't decide to use the cover drops with it because when I was sick I just really wanted a super light coverage. I mean, I was using the NARS Tinted Moisturizer mostly, but then I wanted to use this when I was going to work or something. And I noticed like such a difference with using this and then using this together. Maybe it's just because I was using this. This is why I love the Giorgio Armani and this so much. But I've even noticed before I got this and used the Giorgio Armani, I still loved the finish of it. So I think I still love these foundations on their own. But these just like kick up the coverage so much. And that's why I can't live without it. But I'm not like a full coverage girl. I just like a coverage like this. Like you can still see my freckles poking through. Like it still looks like my skin. That's like the kind of finish I like. But these are amazing for like adding extra coverage, for adjusting the color if you don't have the right color for your foundation. This will make your foundation lighter for, like if your foundation's a little bit too orangey or a little bit too dark for your skin. Like not like dark. If it's too dark, then it's not really going to help too much. But if you have something that like might be like a shade darker than your neck and you put this in your foundation, it'll really help adjust the color to your actual skin, because this is matched to your actual skin color. So, well, so is the foundations I've been trying, but this really does help with that. So yeah, this product is amazing and a lot of people rave about this because it is amazing. I did see Tati rave about this on her Best in Beauty today, and she said she actually uses it as a concealer as well. So that kind of really intrigued me to try it as a concealer too. So I might actually try that out. So I'll let you know how that pans out. And then the other product that I did just mention that I have used consistently throughout the months that I've had it. I think it's been like 4 months since I've had this. I really can't remember when I purchased this. Yeah, I think it was like August or September. This is the Becca Shimmy Skin Perfector, the liquid form in Moonstone. I'm wearing this today. I'm falling back in love with this because I have been using the Kevyn Aucoin recently, ever since I got my Sephora order from the VIB sale. I was using the Kevyn Aucoin for like a straight month and a half. But I've been using this the past 3 days, and I have to say this is definitely my favorite skin illuminator. It's just amazing. Becca's so beautiful. The products are so gorgeous, and I just have to show you like what this looks like. Ooh. Let's not do that. It's like, it looks like that. It's a liquid, and then when you blend it out, it's just so pretty. Like the reflection it gives off. I'm gonna try and blend it out. I think I just put too much on my skin. But that's what it looks like. It's really, really beautiful. See that reflection there? I love it. So I love that. Now let's get into, actually I have one more like foundation-y product to share. I always forget certain things and then I'm like always all over the place. I shouldn't have done that. See, when I rub it out, see how like beautiful the illumination it gives? I love it. Now let's talk about that other foundation product. So the other product I wanted to mention that I did use consistently throughout this year is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF Sunscreen. Like I've said before, this is the best tinted moisturizer I've ever used in my life. It's just so perfect. It adds just the right amount of coverage to your skin that you still look super natural, but you don't look like you just rolled out of bed. It makes your skin look just woken up and makes it look like you have just a beautiful, healthy complexion. And that's why I really love this. And it also has an SPF of 30 in it, and so does the YSL. It has an SPF of 19, so I can't go wrong with this. I absolutely love it. And I have raved about this constantly, so I don't really have to talk about it anymore. And I'm in the color Light 01 Finland. So that is everything for foundations. Now let's move on to, I was like, move on. Let's move on to concealers. I think you guys are going to know what my picks are going to be. I can't live without these three concealer products right now. One I haven't repurchased yet, though. I know that's like kind of an oxymoron, but I feel like this is almost done. This is of course, the Urban Decay Naked Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer in the color Light Warm. I was going to repurchase this recently, like 2 days ago, but Sephora and Ulta were both out of my shade, so that's the only reason why I haven't been able to repurchase it yet. I've also been like on such a huge kick for this other concealer I'm going to mention. But yeah, this is Amazeballs. It has the most amazing coverage to it, but it's not cakey. And it also, it's like so dried out though. Like, this is what it looks like here. It just has like a beautiful consistency to it. And yeah, I can feel how dry it is as I'm trying to blend it out. But I think I pretty much have used the second tube up. This is my second tube. I have used up a full one of these already. And as I'm looking at it, I don't see anything basically. And the wand, if I'm trying to dip it in here, it's completely dry. Like, nothing is really coming off. So I think that this is pretty much donezo. It's like really, really, really dried out. So yeah. So that's what it looks like blended out. It's just a beautiful, beautiful concealer. Nobody can go wrong with this. I absolutely love it. I know there's some people that don't like it, but I love it. I absolutely love that concealer. And the other one that is such a recent love for me, but I just love this. I know I love a concealer so much when I miss using it, when I'm using any other concealer that I'm like trying out. It's like, oh my god, I gotta go back to the other one because I miss it so much. Like, that's how I think about certain things. And I can't live without this concealer now. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum. Can you please talk? The Complete Coverage Serum Concealer in the color Light. This is the most hydrating primer I've ever used in my entire life, and it's absolutely amazing. This has such a liquidy, hydrating consistency, but it also has amazing coverage. That's what it looks like right there. That's the serum concealer from Bare Minerals, and that's the Urban Decay. It's amazing how much darker the Bare Minerals one is than the Urban Decay. The Urban Decay has a lot more yellow, and this one has a lot more like tan in it. And I find that it really matches my skin better. When I did get matched from to this at Ulta, she matched me with the light, not the fair. And I was like, really? I'm not the fair? She's like, no, you're the light. Even though like you would think that the light would have a little bit more of a yellow tone to it, I feel like there's a little bit more left in here too. I did just buy a backup like a couple days ago because I was so nervous about running out of this because I felt like it was a little bit dry yesterday, but since this is so liquidy, it really can't dry out too fast. But I love this. I feel like people with dry skin will absolutely love this. So definitely another favorite for me, hands down. And then the last product is something I've already used up as well. This is the MAC Prep and Prime and Radiant Rose. It is so gorgeous for adding any kind of brightness to your face. I absolutely love this for highlighting the nose, the cupid's bow, around the mouth, the neck, the chin, and under the eyes, and in the center of the forehead. It's just beautiful. And then it has a twist top. This is my second one that I've actually already just started using again today because I was using the YSL Touche Clout Radiant Touch Highlighter Pen, but that's what it looks like. It has like a very pink consistency, and it blends out to be really beautiful on the skin. Nicole Guerrero, I think, was talking about just using this recently, and so does Makeup by Tiffany D. She actually inspired me to get this because she said she would use this so much as an actual concealer because you can double this as a concealer as well. So I might try that at some point, but I really have been loving to mix this with my concealer under my eyes. It's really beautiful. So yeah, can't go wrong with this either. My sister also has it as well in Light Boost, I believe. She loves it too. So this is definitely one of their best products they've ever made. Yeah, so that's it for concealers. Now let's move on to powders. So these powders are probably my absolute favorites this year. The first one I think has been a favorite of everybody else this year as well. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. This just has such a great consistency to it. As you can see, I have used quite a bit of it. I've used like pretty much half of it already. I use this every single day to set my makeup. I know I don't really have to set my face because I do have dry skin. I just like a little bit, for some reason I just want everything to be locked in on my face. Like, I just feel like if I don't lock everything in, it's gonna like wear off or something, and I'm gonna be so scared it'll wear off. But I absolutely love this, and I feel like since the smaller amount that I use, because I'm dry, it doesn't really dry me out. I know that Jaclyn Hill said that she hasn't been using this all over her face recently because it's been drying her out. But she said that she still loves it for baking. I am probably going to try baking this year. But the reason why I still like using it is because I don't use too much of it on my face. And I really love using it, especially for setting my primer. Because I really think it makes my eyeshadows go on really, really beautifully. I mean, I still put a transition shade on, but putting this on before really does help. So I really do love using it for that too. So yeah, I love this powder. And then the other one is the NARS Loose Crystal Setting Powder. I have used quite a bit of this as well, if you can see that. I definitely love this for when I'm like going to a friend's house. I don't like bringing the huge Laura Mercier one with me, but I do use the Laura Mercier pretty much every day. But as you can see, I've used a crap ton of this too. This was my go-to powder this past like 3 or 4 months, and this one is a little bit, I feel like it's a little bit heavier than the Laura Mercier, but I did use this pretty much the first half of the year, and I definitely loved that for setting my face as well. They're both gorgeous powders. But the third one that I'm so excited to talk about, because I can't live without this powder now. It's just so amazing. This is probably my other favorite beauty product this year. It's just so beautiful. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I don't know what is in this. I guess it's crack, because I cannot live without putting this under my eyes. It's just so beautiful. It gives such a gorgeous brightness to your under eye, and I cannot live without it. I have been trying to use other powders, and I still can't get myself to actually try them. It's not like I have any full sizes of other products, but I always see that Kathleen Lights is always setting her under eye with the Too Faced Cocoa Contour shade in Light Cocoa, or people are always using the Bare Minerals Well Rested, and I thought I was going to use that because I got the Bare Minerals concealer. But no, I'm still using this because I can't seem to get away from this because I friggin' love it. So I'm like, why not use something and use up something that I love? Because I've had this since April and I'm not even close to finishing it. This stuff lasts forever, and I think I'm like halfway through. Maybe I'll get through it by the end of a year. It doesn't really say an expiration date on here. I think for the Laura Mercier powder, it doesn't say an expiration date for this either. I think it was only on the NARS one. I think the NARS one says 24 months. So I probably could get 2 years out of these two. So they're not really going anywhere for me to really be concerned about using this up right away. But yeah, I love them so much. And then the last couple of products I'm going to talk about are contour powders, because I just wanted to mention these, and I'm pretty much done with face products because I mentioned highlighters and blushes in my last video. I probably should have included these too, but whatever. So definitely my holy grail one of life, and probably my holy grail this year, obviously, was the Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer Filter. Holy shit, this is the best contour powder I've ever used before, but this is the Dreamer Filter for fair skin. I got this because Young, Wild, and Polished was constantly talking about that this was the best contour powder that she's ever used, and she's right. This is the best contour powder you could try. Don't try any of those ridiculously big contour kits from like Anastasia or Kat Von D. I do actually really want to try the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette this year. I still haven't tried it yet. I have the eyeshadow palette. I just still haven't gotten the Shade and Light palette because I got the I got this, and then I got the NARS Stephen Klein palette, so I didn't really need another contour kit. But this is amazing. It's just so natural for natural days, and then it's also beautiful for out there looks, or like looks that outside of work, like, you know, my colorful looks and stuff like that. I don't like doing a harsh contour when I'm wearing a lot more color on my eyes. But like a day like today, I like using this because it's so natural, but you can just go either way with this, and it's always going to be beautiful. It blends out so easily. You need like 2 swipes and it's blended already. Like, it's amazing, and they're super buttery, super smooth. You can't go wrong without these powders. So I use this shade obviously to contour with, if I can actually get a swatch of it. No, not really. Ooh, oh, don't want it to fall. But yeah, you can swatch it in the store for yourself, but I use that to contour, and then I use the lighter shade to bake my contour. Love it. And then the other contour kit that I have to mention is the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit. I absolutely love this. I actually wasn't using this for a little while because I was kind of like not feeling it, and then I went back to using it again recently, and now I like fell back in love with it. It's beautiful. Plus, first, it smells like cocoa, and second, it's just amazing. The medium the medium cocoa shade is definitely my shade to contour with. This is definitely the best for fair skin. I really like this because it has a dark gray undertone to it, like a dark brown gray undertone is what I meant to say. And it's beautiful. And then I use the light cocoa shade to bake the contour. I really like that effect of using a like white powder like this rather than like the Laura Mercier and stuff like that. I also need to try this under the eyes at some point though, because again, this is the shade that Kathleen Lights uses all the time. She has Hit Pan on it too, so. And then I rarely use these 2 shades. That's why, again, you just need the Marc Jacobs ones. But this is also beautiful. If I want to do a full chocolate look, I'll use this because I'll do the chocolate bar palette, this chocolate bar, this cocoa contour, and then like a melted chocolate lipstick from Too Faced, or like one of the melted lipsticks or something. And I really love doing that with this. And I have used the highlight a couple times as well, and it's also beautiful. So yeah. Or sometimes I mix the medium cocoa and dark cocoa together if I want like a more sculpted look. But yeah, medium cocoa is definitely my go-to contour shade. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I love this kit so much. And then the last things I want to talk to you about are some brushes. So before I talk about any brushes though, of course I have to give a huge shout out to my favorite makeup product ever of life. This is the Beauty Blender. Mine is all dirty because I did use it earlier today. I didn't get a chance to clean it yet. I love when you actually talk about these, you can't stop bouncing it. It feels like a freaking bouncy ball. But I can't really apply foundation without this, and I can't apply my concealer without this. I haven't even bought like a concealer brush, or I haven't even really bought a new foundation brush since the Morphe one, because I just love the effect of a beauty blender. I know it shears out your foundation a lot, which I also love because then I have a much more natural finish. But this is amazing. Like, I just don't know. For some reason, I just like the coverage more of a beauty blender because I like the lighter coverage. I don't really love how foundation looks on my skin with a brush because I feel like it's too heavy. I feel like it looks patchy a little bit. It always looks patchy on my nose when I use a brush. I just feel like it's always my go-to choice to use the beauty blender. So I don't really have to rave about it anymore. I can't live without it. It's absolutely amazing. But I would have to say, if I had to pick one foundation brush that I absolutely loved this year, it's the IT Cosmetics It Brushes for Ulta. This is the Airbrush Blurring Foundation and number 101 brush. First of all, IT Cosmetics brushes are so freaking soft. Like, oh my god, I keep on touching this and I forgot how soft this is. I really want to use this on my face soon. I did actually use it a couple of days ago. I mean, I use my beauty blender pretty much every day of my life. I really barely use makeup brushes for that, but I love this over the Morphe one. I know the Morphe one is like Jaclyn Hill's favorite, the M439. But I tried to use it a couple days ago when my beauty blender was dirty. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just try a makeup brush today. And it's kind of rough on your skin. This one is so much softer, and IT Cosmetics is known to being like one of the softest brands for your face. Like, they have super soft brushes. They're absolutely amazing. So yeah, I love this. That was like definitely one of the first brushes I bought this year for foundation. Then my other favorite brush is from Morphe. This is the Morphe M433 brush. I know these are more recent brushes. And then also the M501 brush. These are definitely my two favorites from Morphe that I got. I only got 4 brushes from them, but these two are definitely the better ones out of the 4. There's one that's absolutely terrible, and the M439 is okay. It's not my absolute favorite, but these are bomb. The only thing I have to say about Morphe brushes is that they do shed. But I got this in replacement of the MAC 217 brush because, one, Manny MUA said that this was a dupe for that brush, and 2, this brush is only $4 as opposed to the MAC one, which is $20. When I had bought the MAC one, and I went to return it with my boyfriend, he's like, that brush was $20, and I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I found a $4 brush that was so much better. So he was like, what, $4? So, I mean, $4. He was like, what, $20? So yeah, the reason why Morphe brushes are so raved up about is the quality for the price. This one, the M501, is only $5, and this is, I think this is only $5, but I remember this is like $4 or $5. So yeah, they're so cheap, but they're friggin' incredible. This was definitely my favorite highlighting brush. It just really gets in there because it has such a fine tip. You could also use this for powder, but I definitely love this brush for powder. Instead, this is the Real Techniques powder brush. Oh my god, this brush is so soft for powder. It really gets under the eyes perfectly. I just really love using this for powder. I feel like I just got hair on my face after doing that. But yeah, I definitely love this for powder. I don't really use it for highlight because I love this one for highlight. But this is amazing for setting your under eye concealer and also for setting your primer, because I also use it for setting my primer too. So, definitely love all 3 of these. I use these every single day. But this is great for the crease. It's my go-to crease brush. Obviously, it's like one of my only crease brushes right now. And the only thing is that this does shed, but this is so much softer than the MAC 217. I can't believe I couldn't use that brush. But yeah, this is an amazing brush too. I really want to try the Sigma E40 this year. Hopefully I'll like get myself to actually purchase that brush because it's $15 or $20 as opposed to the $4. Then probably one of my favorite brushes this year too. I mean, it is one of my favorite brushes this year too. This is the EcoTools powder brush. Oh my god, this brush is so soft. I love it so much. I can't believe like barely anybody really talks about these brushes on YouTube because their face brushes are so damn soft, and I feel like this really does an amazing job at putting products on your face, especially powder. It has a beautifully fanned, look how fanned out this powder brush is. Like, I really love that. And it's so super soft. I love this brush so much. So I really hope this gets more recognition because it's amazeballs. And then the other EcoTools brush I wanted to mention is the EcoTools blush brush. So good. Like, it's so nice for putting on blush. I mean, I kind of want to get a more rounder brush, but I really love this because it really places the product beautifully onto the skin, and again, it's super soft. So if I could have like all of these for my face, I do have the foundation brush too, which I do want to try again to see if it's a favorite of mine. But yeah, these are super cheap. These are like $5 a piece, and they're like amazing quality. Let's not drop it. And then the last one is the Real Techniques contour brush. This is so great for sculpting out the jawline and the temples. I don't use it as much to sculpt out my cheekbones because I use the Bare Minerals one instead because that's a lot smaller and can get a lot more defined. But this is great for all over the face because it's a lot bigger. You don't have to spend like 10 million years contouring, and then I also use it to blend down the contour a little bit to add a little bit of color to my neck. And that is it, guys. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, CBW819, and my Twitter's PokerFace819. I thought this video was going to be a little bit shorter, but of course it always ends up being like 40 minutes. So yeah, that's it. And also, one other favorite is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. That's my holy grail face setting mist. But I forgot to bring it in here, but we're just going to end the video here because you guys know how much I love it. And the Chill Makeup Setting Spray and the All-Nighter Setting Spray are absolutely amazing. So you can't go wrong with either of those. And yeah, that's it. Bye. And please let me know what your favorites were of this category as well. Bye.